All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started today. My name is Tonya, and this is a comeback yoga level 2 class. In this class that is 45 minutes long, we will be working with some upper body strength as well as some lower body, particularly working with the feet today. So you'll need a towel or a blanket for today's session. And Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization in Denver, Colorado. We serve veterans, their support team, active duty military across the Front Range. We're also on live here on YouTube. And these classes are recorded and uploaded to our platform. So you can watch 24 hours a day. You can take as many classes as you want. It's not a time constraint, so if you have troubles getting to any of our in-person classes, just know that you can catch us online, anywhere you might be serving. You could be overseas and serving, and know that you can access any of our classes any time of day and do as many as you want. All right. Well, I hope you all are well. And in this class, again, like I said, what we'll be doing today is we're going to start with some seated warm ups, including some work for the feet. And then we'll be doing some standing work that will include thinking about our feet as our foundation and coming back to the mat uh, for a little cool down, stretching, and then final relaxation meditation. In that session, in that last bit of the session, if you like to have a chair or a stool or a cushion, or you can even lie down. And if that none of that's comfortable, you could even be standing if you like. Um, I think that's all I have to share. Just get familiar with your own surroundings as well as my space. I love plants, so I got plants all around. But we'll be talking a little bit about, I'll be talking about maybe the more blank side of the room over here. These are windows here, so I have to have my blinds closed, otherwise there's a lot of backlight. But regardless, we'll be if you want to have your mat turned the same direction as mine, so your mat is parallel to your screen. If that's not possible, don't worry. I'm sure that you'll be able to follow along regardless. So let's find a seat, or if you want to be lying down, that's fine for this first phase here. We'll spend about 2 or 3 minutes just sensing our breath. I use this first few moments to kind of get centered and to welcome ourselves to our practice and setting an intention maybe for the practice today. So if you've come for stress reduction, you can set that as your intention. If you've come to stretch, you can set that as your intention. If you've come to learn more about yoga, you can set that as your intention. Otherwise, whatever your intention is, if you'd like to say it out loud, you can say it to yourself. You could even have your eyes closed or open. And taking a few deep breaths into that intention. If your sinuses are clear, allowing the breath to come in through your nose and out through your nose. If your sinuses are blocked, just breathe naturally and easily through your mouth. And let's take 3 breaths together here now. So breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, ribs, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, ribs. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, chest. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, chest. 3, 2, 1. Let's do 3 more breaths. Chest, ribs, belly. 2, 1. Exhaling, belly, chest, or ribs, chest. 1. Inhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Exhaling, belly, ribs, and chest. And now just come to a natural breath. You might keep up that sensation of breath coming in through your whole torso and up and out. And one more breath. Good. All right, if your eyes are closed, let's go ahead and open and come down onto your back. And bring your knees in towards your chest, maybe forward and back, a little bit of movement. And as we move through today's practice, really important to stay present in your body if possible. Sometimes we get distracted by whatever's going on in our mind, in our head, even in our surroundings. And it is important to acknowledge what's in your surroundings, but we can always return back to that breath and back to tracking sensation in our body as to not cause us further harm or injury. All right, straighten both arms and legs up towards the ceiling and circle your ankles. Circle your wrists. Circle the other way. And now bring the knees back into the chest and straighten arms and legs. Maybe bringing your arms next to your ears. Exhale, knees to chest, arms to sides. Inhale, straighten legs, maybe pointing feet. And exhale, knees to chest, arms down. Let's do 3 more. Adding breath if you haven't already. 2 and 1. Now hold just one knee into your chest and extend the other leg out. Maybe it comes down to the floor, or maybe you'd like to hover it just for a little bit of a challenge here. And switch, going to the other side, hovering, and switch. Switch. Just kind of getting these hips warmed up and these legs. And use the strength of your arms as well to draw your knee in. So really it's a total body warm up. We'll do a couple more on each side. And then bring both knees now right over your hips. Hold on to your shins or your knees, and your shins more or less parallel to the floor. We're going to push our legs out slightly and then draw them back in with a little bit of resistance with the hands, but try to keep your knees not much closer to the chest. They end up being about right over the hips. And then glide your legs out again. Keep your hands and legs glued together, and then bring your legs back in. Let's do that a couple more times. Out and in. Exhale out and in. One more. Out and in. Good. I'll just bring those knees in real briefly back into the chest. And then take your arm, or sorry, bring your hands onto your knees with your arms straight. Now send one leg out, opposite arm goes next to your ear. Keeping your hand onto your leg, come back to center. Keep your hand on your leg, stretch it out, and the opposite arm goes out. And let's keep switching. That's kind of like walking, I suppose, in some ways. Use your exhale to stay strong and stable in your core for 3, 2, and one more each side. Good. And knees to chest, a little bit of forward and backward movement. And then bring your hands underneath or to your sides, maybe even gripping the sides of your mat. Both legs up into the air. A little bit of a pike here. Exhale, lower your legs about a third or half. Come back up, a little hip lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Oh, 1 more. Good. Now hold your legs out, maybe a little bit lower, maybe higher. You could also go back to the bent knee position if you'd rather, depending on what feels okay in your back. Now bring your arms up kind of alongside the ears and hold here for 3. Your arms hovering. 2 and 1. Good. Knees to chest. Placing one foot to the floor, grab your opposite foot and draw your leg down towards the floor with that knee bent. And if it's possible, hold on to your ankle or your foot here, and circle your ankle. And then create a little bit of movement in the toes. So you can take your hand and kind of wiggle those toes forward and back. All right. And then bring your leg up. And now we're going to do a little thing here that's called flointing. Okay. So you're going to point your foot towards the ceiling and then drop back towards the knees. Okay. So this is flexing and this is pointing up to the ceiling, flexing away from the ceiling. Okay. So now I want you to point your foot to the ceiling. Keep your foot pointed, but then toes only towards your knee. So those of you might be familiar with Barbie dolls. This foot kind of looks like a Barbie doll foot. So it's called flointing because we've got that point and then the flex, right? So the flexion of the toes and the pointing of the foot. Okay, you got that? Okay, so flointing. Okay, so feel the arches lifted. That's it. And then bring your knee to your chest. Let's do that on the other side. So the knee comes in and down, and maybe a little side to side movement here. And if your knee doesn't come all the way in to be able to grab the foot, maybe bring it across. Okay. And then we'll circle the ankle other way. And then taking your toes, the top of your foot, just kind of stretching the top of the foot, as well as the toes, just kind of moving those toes forward and back. All right, and here we go. Leg up to the ceiling, point your whole foot, and then flex your toes towards foot. Well, first flex the foot. You say that fast 3 times. First flex the foot. Okay. And then point your foot. Keep your toes or keep your foot pointed so your ankle's in an extension, and then flex only your toes towards your knee. Floint. Okay, got that? Trying to show it a little different. Okay, good. All right. And then let's bring both knees into the chest and then a little bit of forward and back, just a little bit of rocking forward and back. And then grab the back of your legs. We're going to come up in a boat pose. So forward and back rocking. Keep a hold of the back of your legs and then come up to balance. And you can keep a hold of the legs or bring your hands to the floor or straighten out the legs for boat. And we'll hold our boat. You can floint those feet or point them, whatever feels better. And we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Cross the ankles, seated cat-cow, hands onto your knees. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, come all the way around to tabletop position. Knees under the hips and hands under the shoulders. Now, walk your knees back a little bit so your knees are going to come behind your hips, and then bring your hips down slightly so you're in kind of a plank position. All right, now walk your hands just a little bit back so they come under your shoulders, and then squeezing those elbows in towards your sides, come down halfway to a little push-up position, tricep push-up, and then back up. Let's do 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And 1 more time. And then come all the way down. Bringing your arms alongside of your hips, palms down. Locust pose. Shoulders draw up away from the floor. Press down into your hands and let those legs lift up a little bit. Maybe pointing or flointing the toes, lifting up through the chest, maybe looking forward. Exhale, lower down, straight down. Coming back up, lifting legs, pressing hips down. Exhale and lower. So feel the contrast. Let's engage everything. Notice how that will start to lift your body. And then release everything. Keep releasing, keep releasing, keep releasing. And lower your head down. Maybe you turn your head to the side. And then keep releasing, keep releasing, keep releasing. Feel that contrast. All right, good. And press up, back up either into a tabletop or into a plank, a full plank position. You choose. And we'll hold our position for 3. Push into the floor, ribs lifting, 2, and 1. Lifting those hips up, downward dog. Extend out through the arms and legs and lift up onto the toes, bend the knees. So really stretching the bottoms of those toes, really. And then lower your heels, straighten out the legs. Let's do that again. Lift your heels, bend your knees, a little bit of downward movement in the toes. So it's like you're trying to grip something. And then straighten legs and lower heels. All right, lift your heels and then turn your heels inward so that your heels might touch and your toes turned out. So you can walk your feet together a little bit, toes turn out and heels in. I got to sneeze. Hopefully it won't come at an inopportune time. All right. Okay, so now we got that stretch. Go ahead now and walk your feet out to the very edge of your mat. So maybe the long edge of your foot lines up with the long edge of the mat. And just notice that there as we bend the knees and then lift the heels and lower the heels. Lift the heels and lower. 1 more time. Lift the heels and lower. Nice work. All right, walk your hands back to your feet, coming into a fold. Bend your knees, bring your elbows onto your thighs and look forward. Pause for a moment here. So your feet still out wide. And now let's turn our heels in and toes out. Okay. So maybe stay here with the elbows onto the thighs or drop those hips down into a squat. Maybe hands in a prayer position or clasped. And let's take 3 more breaths here. From this position, hands down, lift up the heels and then straighten out your legs. Stay up on those toes and lower your heels. Heel toe your feet towards one another so the feet come under your hips. Grab opposite elbows or shoulders here into a fold. And bend your knees. And we'll come all the way up as we release the arms, coming all the way up to stand. All right, let's do a little work here with the feet as I promised. So feet about parallel and about hip distance. And just kind of rock forward a little bit back on those feet, lifting the heels and then the front of the foot. Just kind of keep going forward and back. And what I really want you to think about is the heel, center of the heel, base of the big toe, and the base of the second toe, or the middle, sorry, the base of the little toe, the base of the big toe, and the center of the heel. And now find a place where you feel stable and just lift your toes. So I don't know if you can see, but just lifting the toes. You might have to look down at your toes just to lift just the toes. Okay, and now looking at your toes, this can help, is to really try to spread out the toes nice and wide. So create some space between each and every toe as much as possible. And it's okay if you do it with your hands as well, because the hands always want to get involved as well. All right, and now keeping those toes nice and wide, lower them down and then grip like you're trying to pick up a cloth. Grip the mat slightly, not too much effort. And then with that little bit of a grip, then release and then lift up onto the toes again and come down. Let's do that 2 more times, lifting up. This time, maybe we'll add the arms. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Maybe stay up, wobbling as expected, and exhale, lower down. Nice work. All right, let's stretch out the top of the foot, maybe bending the knee and dropping the foot down, coming on the top of the foot, and then switch sides. All right, good. All right, let's do some standing work now. So taking out your legs nice and wide, about, well, let's call it as long as your arms, as wide as your arms, all right? And then bring your hands back to your elbows here. Feet are forward towards the short, long edge of your mat. Now from here, I talked a moment ago about lifting the arches. So you're going to press down into your feet, but then lift your toes. And if you look at your feet, that's your arches are lifted. Really an important aspect of yoga. All right, so now the foot that's on this side, turn those toes out. You're pivoting on the heel as you turn the toes out. Your arch still lifting, yeah? Okay, good. And then toes can go ahead and lower down on both feet. All right, inhale, expand your wings, open up those arms, and then tracking that knee down into warrior two. Yeah, good. All right, then let's find that lifted arch here by possibly even lifting up your heel. See how that feels, and then lower it down. Now just lift the toes. You're still going to press down. So it's the flointing sort of action as you press down into the toe mound. That's it. Now straighten out that front leg. Hug legs together. Keep those arches lifted. Reach towards your foot and then come into triangle pose. That's it. Pushing down into both feet, but lifting on the arches. That's it. Expand out through the arm, top arm, press down. All right, now take your top arm, reach it straight up to the ceiling, and then lower down. Nice work. Toes forward. All right, second side. Turning heel in, toes out. Okay, so lifting up on the arch. So you're going to probably feel it in your legs as well. Yeah. So lift up your toes. Feel that arch lifting up all the way up. Hug onto your elbows here or your shoulders. All right. And then lower your toes down. Open the arms and bend the knee, warrior two. So here we want to think about our shin being vertical. And again, the arch is lifted. All right. So maybe lifting up those toes once again. And then lower your toes, lift your heel. That's really going to lift up that arch. Yeah. All right. And then lower your heel back down. You might have to lift. All right. Here we go. Straighten up. Really reach out through those fingertips, lifting the arches, and then reach towards plants, and then come into triangle. Triangle is one of my favorite poses. Someone asked me, what are the benefits of triangle? Well, let me tell you. Triangle stretches almost every aspect of our body, our legs, our toes, our arms, fingers, chest. Reach up through that top hand. Push down into your feet as you reach up, and down. Good. Feeling invigorated? Okay, I am. Okay, let's go ahead and grab shoulders here, toes forward, and roll down, maybe bending the knees. All right, bending the knees, keep those hands onto the shoulders, roll all the way up and release. All right, we're going to add a pose to that sequence. So turning your toes out towards this blank wall over here. Open the arms, lift up on the arches, and bend that knee. See how that even can take away some discomfort possibly in your knee? Arch is lifted here. We'll do our extended side angle. So reach towards the blank wall. You might even possibly touch it. And then either elbow to the inside or onto the thigh. Okay. And then take your other arm up overhead. So we're pushing down. This top hand is reaching in the opposite direction as your bottom foot, your back leg. Okay. A lot of attention there. All right, now from here, keep your legs strong and sturdy. Keep those arches lifted. Start to straighten out your leg. That's it. And now let's add an extension of that bottom arm for challenge. Reach out through both arms. Torso's nice and long. Arches lifted. Press down, reach up, and then bend your front leg, reverse warrior. I said only one pose. I apologize. I meant two. All right, good. Big stretch there. And straighten. Nice work. How are we doing? Thumbs up. All right, let's do this. Second side. Turning toes out. So you're pivoting up on that heel. Draw up through the arches. You feel it all the way up your body. Your spine elongating, your head lifting up on the arches, opening up, toes maybe even lifted, pointing, and come deep in the leg. That's it. Now push down into both feet. Yeah, different feeling, yeah? All right, here we go. Let's find our extended side angle. Reach into the plants. Keep reaching. Nice long underside. And maybe your elbow to the inside or onto. Keep this length. We call this side angle. So if you're into geometry, essentially our bodies are forming all of these angles. Yeah? All right. So push down into your foot. Reach out through that top hand, top arm. Good. Now, keep your legs really strong and stable. I know it's getting challenging. Let's push, 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 push into the feet. That's it. You're strong in your torso. Now float your bottom arm forward. Keep reaching long. Elongate. Reach, reach, reach like you're trying to touch the side wall. Yes, nice. You got it. Bend that knee. Reverse warrior. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe arm coming down. All right, good work. Straighten up, lower down. Turn your feet forward. Grab opposite elbows or shoulders. Give yourself a squeeze. Elbows draw down. Little bend in the knees. Get your bottom back and come forward. Keep squeezing those elbows up against your torso. Maybe your legs go straight from your foundation. Keep squeezing those elbows in and up. And then release your hands and heel toe your feet under the hips to a forward fold. All right. And bend your knees, come all the way up. Grab your towel or your blanket. We've got pigeon pose, but first, having that towel folded in half or blanket, and then roll it. Okay. So you got that. All right. So let's do a little stretching for the calves. So you're going to place the towel or blanket behind the knees. Bring your feet out about hip distance. I'll show it from the front. A little bit wider than the hips, actually, turning the toes out. And we'll drop the hips down and resting our calves on the blanket or towel. You might have to adjust, maybe bringing the towel down a little bit further. So this can really help around the knee. And you might find it feels really good on the calves, maybe even feeling it at the Achilles. Yeah, so let's take 3 more breaths here. All right, good. And come into a forward fold. Move your blanket off to the side. Coming into downward dog. See how downward dog feels after that. All right, let's come into pigeon now. So take one knee forward. You can take that towel, slide it underneath your hips, and lower your hips down. And then come forward and down. Protect your front knee by maybe widening it or bringing the foot close in towards your hip. Your back leg can be flointed. Your back foot can be flointed or pointed, whatever feels better. And we'll stay here for another 30 seconds. And take one more breath in. Rise up and exhale. Step back. Second side. Knee forward and heel in. Leg back and come down. Taking 3 or 4 more breaths here as you find length in your whole body. Allow breath to move into those tight areas. 2 more breaths. Good. And this time, go ahead and press on up and bring your back leg around. Going to straighten it out in front of you, resting your hips on your blanket still. And that bent knee, you're going to bring it around to the outside of your straight leg for a twist. So inhale, get nice and tall. And then either hand to shin or forearm to shin. And exhale, turn. As you turn, keep lengthening in your torso. As you look over your back shoulder, see something on the wall, on the floor. And come back through center with that length. Pause and switch legs. Leg forward, other foot down, pushing down into the foot. Get tall and rotate. So you can think about your front coming slightly away from your leg as you turn. And coming back around. Nice work. Pause just a moment. All right, good. You can come off of your blanket or towel, but have it close by. Maybe have it for under the knees in a moment. And we might actually use it for our hamstrings. So just have it available. Grab the back of your legs and roll down. And you can use the towel if you want. 1 foot to the floor. Take your towel on the bottom of your straight leg, extending it towards the ceiling. Your bottom leg can go straight here if you like, getting an additional stretch. Taking 2 more breaths just to feel any sensation as you find length. Good. And then lower that leg straight down. And I'll switch sides, maybe starting with the bent knee, or maybe your bottom leg goes straight. And then release your leg. Go ahead and maybe place the towel kind of behind your butt so that when we lower our legs down, our knees are supported. Hold on to your shins or knees here. If you have access to your feet, you can pull the toes back, stretch out those toes. And then we'll just do a brief bridge pose. So feet coming down to the floor, arms to your sides. Bend your elbows, press down into the back of those elbows. With your next inhale, slowly lift your hips up. And then slowly come on down. Bring your arms across your chest, grab your shoulders, or place a hand under the armpit. And then release the arms. Let those knees fall together, feet out wide. We'll do a little tapping exercise now. So taking your hands, fingertips lightly tapping the top of your head. And then tapping slightly above the brow. And tapping to the sides, the temples. And then tapping the collarbones. Tapping under the armpits. The side waist. Tapping the side of the hand. And tapping just at the abdomen. And then releasing the arms down. So we've arrived at our final relaxation. So get comfortable. Any position you like. Maybe straightening out the legs over the blanket. Maybe sitting up or staying right where you are. Could also lay on your stomach if you feel sometimes it helps to calm the nerves. Could lie on your left side. It's also very calming and soothing for the nervous system. So once you've arrived in a comfortable place in your body, let's take 5 breaths together. With the count of 5, each inhale, count of 5, with a pause between of 3 counts, and an exhale of 5. So I'll guide you through this. So on your next inhale, breathing in to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause for 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Just come to a natural respiratory rhythm, feeling the width of your body, feeling a smooth, soft, and regular breath. You might still feel that rhythm, or maybe it has changed. Allow yourself to abide in the stillness and the quiet and the smoothness, the regularity of your natural breathing rhythm. And return now to the sound of my voice, maybe picking up on some sounds within the room that you're in. You might pick up on some sense, taste, touch, just welcoming in your senses. And begin to find some movement, any kind of movement that feels nourishing, that begins to activate, energize. Of course, you can stay right where you are if you feel like you want to stay in maybe a deeper meditation. You're welcome to do that and maybe set a timer for yourself. Otherwise, if you'd like to join me in completing our practice session today, then begin to emerge from whatever still point you were at and bring yourself to a position that we can close our time together today. And when you've arrived, if you'd like to join the hands together, we use this as a gesture of reverence and respect. And we do it for not only the person that we meet and greet in front of us, but we also do it as a way to honor ourselves for showing up today and doing this work that's so important for our health and well being. And then in the end, it also benefits all of humanity. So I honor each and every one of you. Deep bow, deep, great love and respect, each and every one of you. And lifting the gaze and releasing the hands. Been an honor. So grateful to be a part of this community and to be able to serve you on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications. See us in person. Keep up with the practice and be well. Until next time, take good care.